Alright guys, welcome to my channel, Crypto Tyke here, the inflation avoider, and today's good news for Kaspa, and also predicted, like I did say at the start of the week and before when I said last week, I expected the markets to hit a bear market. I didn't think we were out of the woods in September, and the back end of September would be when we saw prices going down, and that has happened, and I expected it to get worse, and that's happened as well. So but Kasplex smart contracts, very big news for Kaspa. I mean, early days at the moment, it's just setting a foundation as well, more than anything else, but it does open the doors to you hodlers, or us hodlers even, I'm hodling some, being able to actually make use of that Kaspa while we're hodling, which is important, opening up opportunities to DeFi in time. I think there is already a Kaspa Finance that's going to be something you can use. Obviously it's early days, so don't be banging all your bags over into anything. Just use test amounts, but it's still positive news. And what's it meant for the markets? Well, the timing of this is good, because as everything else is dropping, this has helped Kaspa just maintain a level just around 8 cents, just shy of it. Well, maybe without that news it might have dropped further, it might have dropped a lot further, might have been low end of 7 cents, maybe high 6s, and that wouldn't have been particularly good news for Kaspa holders. I mean, it is if you're wanting to buy, obviously, but my point is this: when you measure it against other things, other alts, and how they've performed so far, Kaspa has been very disappointing. Now what this has done is, just at that point where other things are dropping, it's sort of turned things around for Kaspa. It might not mean the price is going to go sky high anytime soon, or neither does it mean, as I expected, that it'd have any major impact on the price. But what it has done is stalled the decline at a crucial time, because that means there's less risk of Kaspa going back to its bear market lows that we saw a few months ago, and instead we'll have a platform that'll be secure enough to now push on to another level. So my point is, if you have a look at other alts out there, they've all spiked and now they're retracing a bit, but they're not necessarily going to retrace, like Kavax for instance, right back to what it was a few months ago, because of the momentum it already got from the last boost. Kaspa was in big danger of doing that, and the smart contracts, what that's done is just stopped that downward pressure being as bad as it is on other crypto at the moment. So it's a bit of good news at a good time, because that way it's going to look more like, well, it's basically followed what our other well-performing alts have done, just giving it that head start in the next leg up in this alt season. So that is really nice timing, and timing is important in life and in crypto. So it's a good time to pick up some Kaspa. That's what I've done. I know I've talked it down a lot. I haven't talked it down, I've just talked holding for no reason down, you know. And this is why smart contracts is important, and over time it'll open up more DeFi opportunities rather than just having all that cash sat there just doing nothing and losing your money. Really, you'll be able to put it to good use. Liquidity pools, you name it, you know, lending, borrowing, and that gives it, Kaspa, a use for you while it's just sat there and you're waiting for it to come in. You're actually making something off of it in the meantime. Now obviously a lot of these opportunities are a little bit further down the line. I haven't explored all the options that are there right now as a result of this, and I'm always a bit cautious about going into things straight away when they're just brand new, because there is a few risks attached to it at the moment, which is understandable. That's the same with anything. It's not unique to Kasplex. So I'll be watching very closely to see what options there are, and that will influence whether I buy more Kas, or when I think it's worthwhile buying Kas or holding it and maybe then not selling when I might have done because of that. It's the same reason in a way what I do with Solana. Solana is driven for me not only by the price but by the fact that when the price isn't doing anything, it's staked anyway. So it's creating more Kaspa for me just by having it sat there. It's worthwhile. And if you're making something out of your Kaspa while it's sat and you're hodling it for how many years, it's a win-win. So that's one of the beauties of smart contracts and the opportunities it opens up. Now, I'm not going to go too much about the fact that Kasplex haven't put everything up open source, but they do say that'll happen over time. I can understand the reasoning, but also there's the centralization side to it. You know, it's very centralized at the moment, and that's no big issue, but you would expect over time more transparency. And again, it's nothing major, but it is good news for Kaspa. Nice time if you're thinking of buying, I think. Not financial advice, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, but yeah, worthwhile. It's you know, without smart contracts you might have seen a better buying opportunity, but that's just the way things work. The pros and cons of everything in life, you're always about choices. So yeah, I took a little opportunity to pick up some more Kaspa at 0.078, and if it drops any lower, which it could do, but I don't think it'll be as dramatic as it would have been had smart contracts not being launched. However, just watch out for the news on anything that might go awry, scams, which are always a vulnerability early doors for things like this, so be careful. And sometimes just saying that can scare potential investors, so it's not necessarily there's a big problem, which is what happens a lot in society. It's not that there's a big problem, it's just it gets talked about more, and that then creates fear, and more people talk about it and that spreads, and then suddenly everyone's talking about it, and you think that, or the average Joe thinks that is rife rather than just a little issue. So got to be aware of that. Little teething problems that the delay is supposed to have ironed out, so that could be a major positive there, that they've ironed out most of the little problems that could. So yeah, not a bad time to be buying Kaspa at this moment in time. Like I said, sold just shy of 9 cents, 40% of my bag. Bought some AVAX, made some profit on that, and have the liquidity to be able to buy back in as a result. And that's all I've been saying in general about Kaspa is, look, don't just blindly buy it all the time and hold it because reasons, because one day it's going to give you life-changing returns. You've got to think that the price is going to go up and it's going to go down, and at the end of the day, what you're wanting as much Kaspa as you can possibly get. So why FOMO in all the time, which that's what it's doing, when you could be a bit more strategic about it? And as I've said in my previous video, had people been a bit more strategic about it, they'd probably be sat with double whatever they've got in cash now for a better price as well. So the reds wouldn't even be as bad as they may seem for many people who are holding large amounts of Kaspa. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to be negative about Kaspa. There's a lot of good things, as I've always said, and this is one of them. And it's not just this, it's over the coming months, over the years, or hopefully weeks and months, or more months realistically, what is going to be added to it, what uses you're going to be able to get out of having your cash and hodling it. That's the key. So I'm going to leave it there, just my little thought for the day about Kaspa. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. What you're going to be doing with your cash, what you hoping smart contracts will mean for you. And also, as I said at the top of this, Kaspa performing well today compared to most of the other alts. So that smart contracts launch by Kasplex has been timed very nicely, in all fairness. Timed very nicely indeed. All set to go for the next leg up, which hopefully will happen in October. Anyway guys, do take a moment to like this video, and thanks for the extra subscribers that I've got as well. If you're watching this and you're not already subscribed, every subscriber helps, so please do take a moment to subscribe, and obviously drop a comment and like the video. Catch you later guys, bye bye.